I don't know why I put myself through this, but here we are. Just as a note before we start the video, Souls games are not my forte at all. I have little knowledge on the lore and the mechanics, so what you're about to see is probably going to be pretty embarrassing if you're a FromSoft fan. But I thought it would be entertaining, so let's just get on with it, I suppose. In most RPGs that I play, I usually create a mage build, so I decided to go with this Tin Man looking motherfucker. I decided to christen him with the name Greg. I was then told to claim my place as Elden Lord, but this offended me because look at me, do I not look like an Elden Lord already? After learning the basic controls to the game, I was then met with a wall of piss. Upon traversing through, I was then greeted by the Soldier of Roderick. After getting one-tapped by the soldier's long sword, I respawned and took him on again. This was no easy task though. I'd finally met my match. After such a long and hard battle, I felt like I just needed to sit down. While I was resting, I took a bit of time to understand the function of the Sight of Grace, to which I couldn't find a single use for at my current point in the game. I spent about 20 minutes going in circles around the cave, wondering where the fuck I was actually going, until I came across a door. It was at this moment I knew that I might actually be going in the right direction. Greg took about half a millennia to open the door, and then it ended up being really anticlimactic. All there was to be found was a fucking elevator. Well, it took about 40 minutes, but I'd finally made it into the first area of the game, Limgrave. I noticed a guy on a horse in the far distance and thought I should kind of keep my nose clean and try not to get involved with him because he looked pretty intimidating. Whilst exploring the area, I came across some sheep, and like any normal person would, I murdered them.
How dare you!
After I culled a herd of sheep, I found an interesting set of ruins. I was told before playing you could buy some helpful items early game, and to my surprise, Coca-Cola's mascot was there to help me with the items that I needed. I purchased a crafting kit and a torch, and then I just got heavily distracted for a few minutes with the menu, so yeah. I then decided to go straight for the first boss in the game, Margit. However, because I had the attention span of a fucking squirrel, I got slightly distracted and ended up finding a random soldier just loitering about. As I just lazily wandered about, my thoughts were I had to fight the tree sentinel before Margit. And if I'm honest, I still don't know if that's the case, but anyways. I then used my magic staff just to see if I could get a feel for how much damage that I would have done to him, but it didn't affect him at all. I genuinely thought that he was immune to magic, so I started to panic that I'd chosen the wrong character build at the beginning of the game. So I decided to get up and close with him just to test how much melee damage I would have done, all just to get one-tapped by his axe. Jesus Christ, this is just going to be a long experience, I can already tell. So after that stinking L that I just took, I thought I'd have another go at taking him on. After a few nice couple of dodges and a few swings of my sword, I got absolutely steamrolled again. Bear in mind this isn't even the first actual boss of the game yet either. For the next round I decided to try and use my magic staff again. Realised he wasn't immune and that earlier I was just too far away to actually do any damage.
You're a fucking idiot.
After accidentally downing a pint of tequila, I thought I'd go and try it again. But this time, I'd go on the defence and stay back as much as possible whilst I was using magic. But eventually, he caught up with me and ended my existence in spectacular fashion, just as he had done the past 2 times. Are you tired of having free time, a healthy sleep schedule, and functional relationships? Well boy, do I have a solution for you. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I decided not to fight the tree sentinel and went for a wander around Limgrave just to see if there was anything that I could discover. After walking through the land for a couple of minutes, I'd come across some enemies, whose difficulty to fight was a nice change of pace to the absolute hell I'd just been put through in the last 20 minutes. After killing the enemies, I came across another door, for which Greg took another millennia to open. It turns out that I had entered what looked like the Paris catacombs, and I got a wave of depression at the very idea of just being in France. So I had to sit down and just rethink my life choices. Following my deep thought, I plucked up the courage to explore. I'd come to a tunnel and then got jump scared by some weird crab insect that wiped my health for some unknown reason. A creature of that size with the damage that it does at its disposal should be illegal, even for a From Software game. I killed the foul beast and then continued into the catacombs, where I got jumped again by the same creature. You can't go anywhere without being attacked. It's like being in central Birmingham. I then came across a fire trap that will make anyone living in Los Angeles right now quiver in fear. Unfortunately, Greg thought it would be a good idea to just walk straight into it, and he perished not once, but also twice. I got fed up with dying constantly, so I decided to go back out into Limgrave and to try and find a bigger settlement that would give me some sort of an inclination of actual progression. Because at this point, I was just confused as to where to go and what to do. I eventually found the bigger settlement area, and also a huge doorway. So I might actually be on track here to getting further into the game. I then came across another soldier, to which I snuck up behind and murdered for those sweet runes that I desperately needed. Beside me was a cart, and it looked like it had some goodies in the back of it. I opened the chest and a new sword was sitting in there. However, I don't think I could use the full power of it just due to my level or where I was at this stage of the game. If you can tell me in the comments why there's a massive X across the sword sprite icon, it would be much appreciated. I found another site of grace and then got put into another cutscene, which I didn't expect at all.
Greetings, traveller from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord.
I decided to traverse through the doorway, and then I got jumped on by Shrek.
What a big boy.
He clearly wasn't very friendly and chased me back out into the courtyard. I used my magic staff after his attack, as it felt like an opening to do damage. He swiped, and I dodged, so I used my staff again just to get off some extra damage. But then I got rudely interrupted by a soldier who decided he wanted to beef with me at the worst time possible. After dying to the soldier, I thought I'd try fighting that weird ogre looking thing again, to which I again died because of an animation error. I then recovered my lost runes and decided to try and fight it again, for the final time. I did get stepped on, but the both of us were on very low health, and I'd also run out of mana points, so I had to get down and dirty with a few melee hits. I finally beat him, he collapsed, and the rest is history. So to round the video out, I know that the gameplay you just saw probably wasn't the most engrossing, but I thought this would be an entertaining video nonetheless. So if you were entertained, please hit that bell icon and that subscribe button. Why not? It's free. Leave a like if you'd also want to see a second part to Greg's journey. Hopefully we're going to fight Margit in the next video after I do a little bit more research into the game. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for watching and stay tuned for more content coming in the next few days. Peace.